How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're out here today at the Montgomery County Shooting Complex in Tennessee. We're going to go over some drills that we think can help you get to the next step in your shooting.
We're going to be working on the Prez and the bill drill. The Prez is a facing uprange start, wrists above shoulders, turn, draw, 2 rounds per target, 3 targets at 10 yards, 1 yard apart, 2 rounds each, mandatory reload, and re-engage at 2 rounds each. The bill drill is hands at sides, 7 yards. We're going to be doing it today at 10 for safety reasons.
Yeah, we're going to do it at 10.
For safety reasons. And just simply draw 6 rounds. General rules of thumb with the Prez, if you can do it in sub 6, you're doing okay. It's been a drill in USPSA for a long time. The bill drill, if you can do it in sub 2, you're doing great.
So what are these 2 drills best to help the shooter out with? Like, what are they supposed to teach you?
Well, both of them teach the draw. And when I say the draw, a lot of people get confused. The draw is broken down into 2 parts. The initial grip on the gun, which affects your whole run, and also that initial press out. Your press out you're doing all the time. You want to get better at it, get a good initial index. The Prez also has a mandatory reload in it, which under pressure, under speed, can definitely show you if you're lacking in that department. The bill drill, meanwhile, focuses on cadence, I like to call it. You have that initial index in the target, and you're watching that front sight as you pull the trigger 6 times.
All right, well, let's head back here and grab a couple targets and get started.
Oh, I know really. That's okay.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Miss.
154 though. Are you ready? Stand by. 145. Did you have an extra shot?
Did I?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, no. I guess when you're shooting that fast, it's like almost impossible to count.
So what were the splits?
Oh, let's see. You got. Let me find. Your
that's a
first
personal
shot.
record bill drill for me.
Let's see. 7, 8 draw. 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 3. That's
pretty consistent.
That's pretty baller, dude.
That's why you cheat and shoot open, right?
Yeah, we'll see how I do.
All right, let's do it. Are you ready? Stand by. 2 flat. 107 draw. 19, 20, 20, 20, 17, and 17. Pretty consistent.
It felt slow. Felt really slow. Let's try it again.
Are you ready? Stand by. 186 with a .96 draw. 19, 20, 17, 18, and a 16.
All right, I'll take that.
Okay. What did you feel on the draw?
Well, honestly, I wasn't thinking about the draw too much, which is good because sometimes that's a problem for me. I wasn't thinking about hanging up on the draw. I just focused on the target and bringing my sights up to the target.
Did you feel like you had a good initial index?
Yeah, I think so.
When you pressed out, your sights were already in the middle of the target?
Yeah, I'm not going to say that I tried to prep the trigger as I was coming up, but I wanted to basically be shooting as soon as my sights were settled.
Okay. One of the risks on this drill, the bill drill tests your ability to, I call it cadence, your ability to get settled on a target and call your shot, know the cadence of your firearm. So one of the issues you can get into with this is losing track of your front sight and people rushing it and getting an AED and kind of ending their day early. So you did it safe, you did it exceptionally well. I think all but 2 of those were alphas, at least on the steel target, and looked good.
Yeah, we're also shooting this at closer to 10 yards, and technically a bill drill is just 7 if I'm
correct.
Correct. Yeah. So, like I said, I'll take that, and I've got some work to do, especially trying to just get my splits sort of cadenced, like you said, because I did feel a little bit of trigger freeze in there, but that's just going to come with practice.
Yep. Learning your gun, learning your load, too. People who change their loads a lot. Oh, I don't know the cadence of my gun because it changes the timing.
Right.
Are you ready? Stand by. That was a 509, got all your hits. 130 draw, .22, .25, .20, .22, .20, 158 reload, 2-1, 2-5, 2-0, 2-4, 2-2.
Okay, so John, one of the things I was thinking about while doing that drill, and there are things I could have done better, but trying to get my splits and my transitions down to the same time. Would you say that's a good objective for this drill?
Yes, it's a great objective. You have to maintain your accuracy though. You can't just swing over to the target and pull, yank 2 shots.
Right. So what other things did you see during that run?
I noticed you fumbled your reload, and I'm sure you noticed it too. It seemed like you just missed that mag well a little bit, but you caught it before it went too far, and were able to correct and keep going, which is the right answer in a match situation.
Okay, well, I'm going to get loaded back up, and we'll try this again.
Okay.
Are you ready? Stand by. Four, 4-9 with a little bit of a fumbled reload there.
All right, Justin, critique me.
Well, I think you would know better than I would, because I think what you were really focused on was that reload, but you had I thought a solid turn. You probably could have gotten on that first target a little bit sooner with that dot, but your transitions were good. It sounded pretty much like a bill drill to my ears.
Okay. What about the reload? How could you tell I was focusing on it?
Well, I think mentally that had to be, for the rest of the string, what your mind was probably on.
Yeah.
I don't think you were thinking about the reload too much, but when you botch a reload, unfortunately, then it gets really hard to get your mind straight again.
Yep. And that's something important to work on too, is maintaining your focus. Something's gonna go wrong. No match is perfect.
Right, exactly.
Are you ready? Stand by. That was a 4.86. Splits, looking good, Justin. First shot, 1-3-2, 19, 23, 17, 21, 18, 157 reload, 19, 22, 19, 21.
Okay, so 1 mic on that. Awesome.
Yep, didn't get all your hits. So you're finding where the wheels come off, though. When you're pushing the speed on something like that, you can definitely tell where you need to slow down.
Yep, definitely. All right, so what are we going to do next? I think we got some different plates out here that's going to make it a little more challenging.
All right, one of the things I notice with people with El Prez is they do it on steel, which is great, you don't have to reset, but an alpha is the same as a delta on the big steel. So we're going to make it a little bit harder. We're going to move on to smaller plates and do the same thing.
Okay, great. Are you ready? Stand by. .511 with the makeup. So, not bad.
Let's do that again.
Yeah, let's do that again.
El Prez is Virginia count.
True. Are you ready? Stand by. I think you nicked it.
Yeah.
492. 492. So how'd that feel?
Hinky. Well done. Like I was having to focus on that dot a lot more, having to focus on the cadence, having to focus on the recoil impulse.
Yeah, now on that, you're obviously shooting it a little bit slower shot to shot, but did you feel like you were still trying to make all your splits feel like your transitions, or your transitions the same pace as your splits?
It's always the goal, how it ends up in practice, or what you're focused on when you're doing the string. I'd like that to happen. That's why I try to focus on getting on that next target. But this time I don't think I'm there.
Are you ready? Stand by. .483, and you did actually nick that center plate. So I'll call that a hit.
It felt like a hit when I pulled the trigger, so I kept going. One of the problems you run into with steel is that you want to watch it get hit. You want to listen for that ring before transition. So steel can be a double-edged sword when you're training.
Right, absolutely.
Are you ready? Stand by. .558. 142 first shot. 24, 26, 23, 26, 21. 165 reload, quarter, 29, 24, 29, 24. So it looks like you slowed down a little bit on your second part of that string.
Yeah,
How'd it feel?
I just wanted to make sure that I got those sights back on target and kept a good steady pace. I kind of did the opposite what I would normally tend to do with kind of having a slower reload again. Normally you kind of want to rush that second string, but I sort of told myself not to do that, so I guess I slowed down a little bit more than I really expected.
Barely perceptible, just only the timer could tell.
Okay.
Looks like you had the same problem with kind of overshooting your mag well again. That's dry fire. That's dry fire, dry fire, dry fire.
Yeah, that's me being fussy, taking time off over the last couple of weeks. It'll get there.
Oh yeah.
Hey everybody, something we didn't get on film out at the range, but I still wanted to talk about was a problem I didn't realize I was having until John pointed it out. And that's when you're getting ready to do an El Presidente or any drill that requires a turn and draw, rather than turning your entire body on a pivot and then picking up that first target, you need to snap your head as you drop your hands down to the draw position. Snap your head back to the target, see the target, and then spin around your head. That might sound like it's an added motion that's going to add time, but it really isn't, because as you're turning your head, you're going for the draw, you're seeing that target, spinning around, and by the time you're all the way around, you've got your gun and your sights lined up on that first target ready for transitions. And one more thing I want to mention is the reload. You saw that I was having some issues, even John was having some issues, but I was having a real big problem getting the mag into the gun, getting it into the magazine opening without hanging up. And one thing that I've been fighting for a long time is this tendency to want to flip the gun, flip the magazine out of the gun in order to hit the mag release. I have small hands and short thumbs. Even with an extended mag release, it's hard for me to get to it sometimes. Well, what I noticed in dry fire is that a lot of the time when I draw, it feels like I've got a good grip, it's nice and high, I'm deep into the beaver tail. However, the heel of my hand is touching the outside of the grip, so the right side for me since I'm right-handed. If I turn my hand slightly so that the heel of my hand is up against the butt of the gun and I can feel the back of the gun against my hand, then I'm much better situated to get to the mag release with only a slight turn rather than having to flip the gun. And I'll still do some more practice with this, but I'm going to make a real point next time I go out to the range to work on my draw, making sure that I get that index on the gun so that I'm set up to do a good, easy, fast reload. As always, I hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. Give these drills a try and let us know what you think down in the comments section. Make sure you click that subscribe button, like and share with your friends, and until next time, keep your eye on that front sight.